Leland Vittert joining us again now. Leland, good morning. I've been reading all of your war notes, and Israel saying that they're not only going to go in and destroy Hamas, now they're going to manage security in Gaza indefinitely. First of all, is this possible? And second of all, you and I both know for a long time, Gazans, Palestinians have said that they have been militarily occupied by Israel. Can we just break a little bit of this down?
Oh yeah, I mean we need a chalkboard and go back to this is well before 1948. We'll start early. 1967 to 2005, the Israelis did occupy Gaza. 2005, the Israelis unilaterally withdrew. Hamas takes over. They turn it into an armed camp. They start launching rockets at Israel. And now Israel has had to, in their words, go in and clean Hamas out. So they have walked back, Adrienne, this idea that they are going to sort of be an occupying power in Gaza. I think what they have said, though, in this cleanup of being the security power in Gaza is they will not allow a situation again where there is a terrorist organization that controls a large part of land on their border. And that seems to be Israel's red line, and it's understandable. They have now lived with rockets from Gaza since 2007, or Hamas, and rockets came shortly thereafter. And they have lived now with the aftermath of the October 7th fight and invasion since October 7th, a month ago. So they're saying that something materially has to change inside Gaza, and there has to be a force that will prevent some type of terrorist organization from taking over.
Yeah, they're saying, obviously, and rightfully, that they cannot let what happened on October 7th happen again. Right. And those hostages, we still haven't seen another rescue, another release for quite some time. I know you've spoken to family members who are there in D.C., appealing to lawmakers there. One lawmaker wants former President Obama to get involved in negotiations. How would that work?
Yeah, he'll actually be on tonight at 7 p.m. He is one of the Democrats who wants a pause, if you will, a ceasefire, pause, call it whatever you want, for more negotiations. The Israelis say we have the tactical advantage. If we pause, there's going to be international pressure that we don't restart. And it is going to give Hamas time to rearm and reorganize and move hostages and build more booby traps and everything else. So any military planner would tell you that you don't have pauses. So that in and of itself is a very difficult thing. I think this comes after President Obama's talk over the weekend, where he said that neither side has clean hands, and a number of other things that we're seeing is perhaps a little more pro-Palestinian and a little less pro-Israel than certainly the Israelis would have liked. I think this goes down to a basic question. Do you believe that Hamas is an honest broker and this is a military conflict and these are prisoners of war? Or do you believe that this is a terrorist organization that launched an unprovoked attack against a foreign country, went in and slaughtered 1,400 people, took hostages, and now you're trying to have a deal with a rattlesnake? Now, people would tell me in response to that, oh, well, Hamas and Israel have had deals over prisoners before, specifically the one person, Gilad Shalit, exchanged for 1,000 members of Hamas. When I was there, that was about 2012. The difference here is numbers, 240 versus one, civilians versus a member of the military, and also the fact that Israel is now listening to Hamas say they're going to commit atrocities like October 7th over and over and over again. There is no guarantee. In fact, there's anything but a guarantee, the opposite of a guarantee. There's a promise by Hamas that they are going to keep doing this.
Yes.
Therefore, Israel views any pause as simply an opportunity to help Hamas.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.